Both my parents were born in El Salvador. I was born in Arlington, Virginia. I guess my dad passed away when I was in 7th grade. My mom started dating this guy way later in my life. Actually, not way later in my life, probably around like to my 10th grade. So he's kind of been around and helping out my mom and stuff with I have 2 younger brothers. So my mom was the first out of 9 of her brothers and sisters, and just looking for a better life, honestly, because they lived she grew up in poverty, really. So she came over here she came over here just to work, and she, sent pretty much all her money back home to her mom. So I don't know, I don't want to blame it on the death of my father, but my grades declined heavily, towards pretty much all through high school. And senior year was kind of a struggle for me to even pass, but I did, barely. And then I went to a feeder school into West Virginia University. I went to Potomac State College. Sure. And it took me about a year there for me to just get a good head on my shoulders and finally just, it really did just click. It was one year it just clicked. I was like, wow, this is a lot easier, and I'm kind of pissed off that I didn't try harder in high school, but it just clicked, and I started getting A's and B's, and it was awesome. But I mean, it was more so just it was me being all right, my mom has sacrificed all this, blah blah blah. I've got to go out, and she's working her butt off, and for me to succeed in life, and that's what I got to do. I have to graduate college. This is her dream. So it's all about my mom right now. She's going kind of all out. She's like, you're having a grad party. I said, all right, mom, I can get a frame for my diploma. We can go to Michael's, or I can go pay $200 with it. She's like, are you crazy, Michael's? No, we're getting you nice frame. She's this is the biggest day of her life, same as it is mine. And to me, that makes it even bigger for me. I love this place. I mean, and I didn't get my full 4 years out of it. Like I said, but I got about 3.5, I guess. But it feels good. It's nice knowing that my brother's gonna be here for 2 more years, so I can come back really whenever I want and stay with him. But I am ready to get out and start making money and face the real world.
Well, in high school, it was relatively large. I think there was about a total of 800 people. I was very outgoing, friends with everyone. I was a homecoming queen. It's pretty bad about where I grew up. It's kind of overcome with drugs now, and it was kind of hard being able to get out. I really wasn't encouraged to go to college by teachers and family too. Okay, my mother was the only one to graduate from high school, and she was going to go to college, but she met my father, she got pregnant, and that was the end of it. My father never finished high school. My older brother never finished. So I am the first one to graduate from college. Probably about my senior year in high school, a family friend was saying, hey, you should really consider going to because I did really good in high school. I had good grades, and I enjoyed it too. And they said, you should try WVU. It's only about an hour away from home, and I think you'd do good. So I decided to go to WVU as a biology major, because I wanted to be a veterinarian. As I got started and became active with animals, I realized I couldn't do it. I was too soft-hearted. And I had to take a year off from school because I couldn't get financial aid. So that really put me behind and kind of discouraged me, because I was afraid I wouldn't go back and, continue it. But I did. It felt good. It felt really good. I felt determined. I knew what I wanted, and I was going after it. And after having that year off, it made me realize how determined I was, what I really wanted. It made me I really appreciate the opportunity to go to school, because when you don't have it, it's really discouraging. And I feel like I can set an example for first generation students, especially in high school. Like I said, I wasn't encouraged. So for those who don't think they can, you can do it. And I hope I could set an example for people in that situation.
My mom they got pregnant with my sister very young, 16, 17. They had my sister, and then they just got married. My mom went back and got her GED. My dad just graduated from high school. And my sister actually went to a community college. I think she has a certificate. I'm not really sure with that, but I'm the first to graduate from a 4-year college. I still I don't believe it's real yet. Like we actually just got my instruments from the window, and it's still I'm not accepting it. And actually a patient, she wasn't scheduled Friday, but she drove all the way from Cumberland, Maryland, and she brought me a hand quilted quilt she made herself with pillowcases. It was absolutely beautiful, and I just I couldn't cry. I mean that was the sweetest thing ever, and it was still so surreal, very surreal. It's a huge accomplishment. I'm very proud of myself. Definitely couldn't have made it without them though. There's no way. The support, they've always been there. My mom's she was very emotional when I graduated from high school, and I think she's getting back into that. So every little thing, it's oh, Taylor, and my dad just constantly, I'm so proud of you, so proud of you. My dad's girlfriend, she's been tremendous through all of this. My sister, so just all the time, so proud of you.
My dad fixes windshields, and my mom works at an elementary school. She's the IA, she does all the registrar stuff. The reason my mom didn't go to college was because her mom actually passed away when she was 18, and she had to raise her brother and basically act as the mom, even though she had an older sister. So she actually applied to schools and got in, but she didn't go because that happened. And she just never decided to go back. And then my dad just decided that college wasn't for him, and he just decided to pick up a trade instead. So it's weird because a lot of people in my cohort for my McNair scholarship, they always talk about how, because a lot of them are first generation students too, and they always talk about how their parents did not want them to go to college. They wanted them to stay home, get married. And I just thought that was so weird because my parents were always so encouraging. They were you're going to college. They just knew that that's what I was going to do. And when I only applied to 2 schools here and ECU, and I was waitlisted at ECU, but getting the acceptance letter here was it was amazing. Right after I got my acceptance letter, I basically was I'm going there because it was just I got into college. My parents were so happy, and that Christmas I remember I got everything West Virginia. It was, my parents were just so proud of me. It was really hard trying to transition into the studying and everything, because I didn't know how to study, and I didn't study in high school. I just did my homework and knew what was going to be on the test kinda. But it was really hard trying to figure out how to study, and I would tell my parents that, and obviously they didn't really have any advice for me, but like I said, they were just always so encouraging and always pushing me to seek help. And my mom's always you need to stand up for yourself, ask questions, because she's a very vocal person, and my mom researches everything. She's I don't even know how she does it. She didn't even go to college, and she knows how to research everything. So I think my situation's a little different just because my parents were so encouraging and so willing to help me anytime I did have a question for them, or anytime I was stressed out about school and stuff.